What you're about to hear is one of the most ingenious and terrifying battlefield innovations of the entire war. A weapon so well hidden, Russian soldiers don't even know it's there until it's far too late. In the forests of war-torn Ukraine, Russian soldiers have learned to fear the unseen. Drones circling above, sniper teams hidden in underbrush, and now, something no one ever expected, trees. Yes, trees. Or more precisely, tree stumps that conceal powerful anti-tank mines capable of ripping armored vehicles apart and turning entire woodland paths into deadly traps. This latest revelation came on July 22nd, when the Kiev Post reported that Russian forces operating in the Kursk region stumbled upon a Ukrainian-made mine hidden inside what looked like an ordinary log. A report from RI Novosti provided video evidence, showing that this deadly deception was no accident. It was a masterstroke of tactical camouflage. The mine in question was tucked inside a wooden shell, nearly indistinguishable from its surroundings. Its simplicity was its deadliest trait. In areas where stacked logs and stumps are common, no Russian crew would think twice before driving over what appeared to be harmless debris. But one such log, rigged with a PTM-3 anti-tank mine, could destroy a tank in a single blast. According to the Russian officer who uncovered the trap, the mine was expertly built. A shell of wood on one side, lethal ammunition on the other, perfectly hidden, and all but impossible to detect without specialized equipment. Most Russian patrols lack the demining units or even metal detectors needed to identify such threats, especially in the deep woods of Kursk, which Russia claimed to have reclaimed from Ukrainian control in late 2024. But this discovery casts doubt on that claim. It suggests either that Ukraine still operates covertly in the region, laying fresh traps, or that the area was never truly cleared in the first place, and the stakes are high. The PTM-3 mine, originally designed to be dropped from helicopters or fired by rocket systems, packs a punch, 10 pounds of explosive, able to tear through nearly 4 inches of armor. Ukraine planted it by hand, turning forest paths and logging roads into minefields disguised as nature. The mine also possesses a magnetic influence fuse, which arms itself in 60 seconds and then lies dormant, waiting for the disruption caused by a tank's movement to trigger a devastating explosion. Its rectangular olive-green body is easy to hide among the woodland clutter, and worse yet, it's sensitive enough to be triggered by foot soldiers too. That makes it as dangerous to infantry as it is to vehicles. Why go to such elaborate lengths to disguise a mine in a tree? According to Bulgarian military, the tactic achieves several objectives. First, it makes the mine virtually undetectable. Second, it introduces uncertainty into Russia's battlefield strategy. Troops now have to question every log and stump, delaying their operations and increasing vulnerability to ambushes from Ukrainian artillery and drones. Whether Russian soldiers push ahead and risk triggering a mine, or halt to search and risk being targeted, they're stuck in a deadly dilemma. This use of improvised weapons is emblematic of Ukraine's broader strategy of asymmetric warfare, a way to counter Russia's numerical and equipment superiority through ingenuity. As Ukraine continues to strike at Russia with limited but highly strategic methods, from drone strikes to ambushes to tree-borne explosives, it undermines Russia's sense of control and exposes vulnerabilities in Putin's war machine. And Kursk, in particular, remains a thorn in Putin's side. Though he announced a full recapture in April 2025, Ukraine's military leaders insist that fighting in the oblast never truly stopped. Ukrainian Commander-in-Chief Oleksandr Siersky has reported ongoing operations to retake positions in both Kursk and Belgorod, highlighting Ukraine's refusal to cede ground. Every tree mine discovered by Russian patrols is not just a threat, it's a message that the fight is far from over. Even more worrying for the Kremlin is the broader shift in Ukraine's landmine strategy. In June, President Zelensky signed a decree withdrawing Ukraine from the Ottawa Convention, the international treaty banning anti-personnel mines. Ukraine, once a signatory since 2005, is now free to deploy these deadly devices without restriction, joining countries like Finland, Poland, and the Baltic states in rejecting the treaty in light of the Russian threat. The context for this shift is brutal. Reports dating back to 2023 show Russian forces using grotesque tactics, such as booby-trapping the bodies of fallen soldiers with mines. Ukraine's response is both tactical and symbolic, an eye-for-an-eye approach that leverages Russia's own tools against it. And as the war progresses, more mines are coming. Former U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin confirmed in late 2024 that the United States approved the transfer of anti-personnel mines to Ukraine, reinforcing the country's ability to resist Russia's human wave assaults. The strategic value of these mines cannot be overstated. As Russia's tank fleet dwindles, with Ukrainian intelligence warning that its usable reserves may be gone by the end of 2025, the Kremlin has increasingly relied on dismounted infantry. Mines provide a perfect counter. They slow advances, inflict casualties, and stall offensives long enough for Ukraine to prepare devastating counterattacks. And the scale is staggering. Ukraine estimates that around 139,000 square kilometers, nearly a quarter of its territory, is affected by mines. Tens of millions of devices have already been deployed, and international agencies like the UN warn of a sharp rise in global mine usage, driven largely by this war. Ukraine's hidden mines in tree stumps may seem like a small tactic in this vast conflict, but they represent a much larger trend, a resourceful, adaptive response to overwhelming force. They transform forests into killing fields. They force Russia into costly decisions. They buy Ukraine precious time. And they send a clear signal to Vladimir Putin. Ukraine is not done fighting. Not in Kursk, not in Donetsk, and certainly not in Crimea, another region once thought untouchable that may now be within Ukraine's reach. So when Russia uncovers another tree that isn't what it seems, it won't just be wood that splinters, it'll be the illusion of Russian dominance, shattered, one stump at a time.